All right, good evening. Welcome to the Planning Board, Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. Tonight is Thursday, February 19th, 7 p.m. And I'd like to call this meeting to order. We'll begin with a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Looks like we do have a quorum. Mr. Collins and Mr. Sinque and Mr. McGuire are not present. Has everyone had a chance to look over the minutes from the February 5th meeting? Anybody have any questions or concerns with the minutes?
I will make a motion to approve the minutes from the February 5th meeting of the Planning Board of Appeals.
All right, do I have a second?
I will recluse myself because I wasn't here.
All right, seconded by Mr. Dietz. All in favor?
We just probably can't approve it with just three.
Yeah, Nate, you
Oh,
know.
yeah, I can't. Well,
Look on that one.
all right, we'll have to wait then. All right, so there goes that out the window. New business. We have a special use permit application on the property owned by Joan Mahoney, located at 134 Bucks Ranch Road, tax map number 130.2-20.1. So Jason, Mr. Ball's here. I don't know if you want to tell us a little bit about what you wanted to do, or
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as we've been going through for the last few years. I'm trying to get a little bit more capacity in the campers, and I'm trying to apply for renewable permit, so I don't have to come in front of you guys every year. We can just
Okay.
keep the same stipulations, and I would like to discuss those two things.
okay,
But in order to have the more capacity, I've been proactive. I'm getting a well drilled. I've widened the roads, having professional security instead of just volunteers. So we're doing quite a bit to be proactive to have 600 people there.
okay, good. As you said, 600 people is what you're expecting for this.
That's would be a sellout. So that, that doesn't mean that's gonna happen. That means that could happen.
Okay.
Right, so we got a plan for it.
Is this just for one event, or is this for?
I'm only allowed to have a 65 hours, after we discussed last year. The health department only allows me to do it for 65 hours.
Oh, okay,
I have another event, but it doesn't include camping.
okay,
So it is agriculturally based.
Okay.
So, I was given permission, by Jason to go ahead with that without a special use permit.
all right. Bill, does that really change our process here since it's a renewable? I don't think we've ever done one of those.
We have not, Mr. Chairman, and we did take a look at it. I think that a couple of things here. Certainly, the first thing is we have to follow the normal process that we typically do. My suggestion is that the board consider directing the council and the code enforcement officer to make a recommendation with respect to whether or not this particular one should be renewable. Certainly in my tenure, I think it's been here now twice. Or maybe I've only seen it once. I think Jason's seen it a couple of times. So I think there is a possibility that we could make a recommendation concerning that relative to special permits. But it is a new application as it stands now. Mm-hmm. And yes, we should follow the normal procedure, and that is seeker and send it to the county planning board.
Okay, but we can go ahead and accept the application.
Absolutely.
And then do the lead agency and all that stuff,
Absolutely.
right? Okay. Okay, well, can I get a motion, has anyone had a chance to look at the application and all that? Does anyone have any questions or anything as far as the application itself?
Pretty content that these guys have been, good
Yeah.
actors.
I think so too. Can I get a motion to accept the application for the special use permit on the property owned by Joan Mahoney at 134 Bucks Ranch Road?
I'll make a motion to accept the application for a special use permit on the property owned by Joan Mahoney at 134 Bucks Ranch Road, tax map number 130.2-20.1.
All right, okay. Can I get a second?
One second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. And I guess we can go ahead, I assume we're gonna declare ourselves lead agency on this. This isn't really a major, I don't think it really should affect anything else, so. I'll make a motion to declare this board as the lead agency for the special use permit on the property owned by Joan Mahoney at 134 Bucks Ranch Road. So I get a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now, classify. This is one that's a little, we might have to think about this one, because it is a temporary use of the land, but the impact.
Typically, for what it's worth, Mr. Chairman, I think that it have been classified in the past as an unlisted action.
Okay.
I think that, also, if I could help a little bit, because the applicant is seeking relief in this instance with that special permit of it being renewable, it wouldn't fall, I don't believe, and we're gonna talk about an increase in capacity as well. Some changes with respect to how services are delivered. I'm not sure that you can classify it as a type 2 action in this case. I think the safer alternative is classified as an unlisted action.
Okay.
It doesn't cause any harm or slow anything down if people have that question. It'll proceed at the same pace.
Okay. Do you guys, everybody kind of agree with that, or?
Just as pertains to that, your physical improvements, were those made already under like a permit, or is that part of the? I think it said here you already widened the roads and whatnot, right?
Yeah, I'm just doing the forestry now, so I haven't even removed the stumps and stuff yet. I did not pull a permit for that. I did not know it was necessary. Because I'm just making improvements to the sites that are.
No, it was just a.
Well, I got approval from the DOH and had that scheduled through Flatrack. I haven't got that yet. And probably won't have the public water supply and the engineering done for that for an actual campground yet, but I will have well water available if that's sufficient without a treatment plant that I would necessarily need for a commercial campground.
Well, can I get a motion to declare this an unlisted action? Declare this special use permit at 134 Bucks Ranch Road as an unlisted action?
I will make the motion to make the application for special use permit at 134 Bucks Ranch Road as a unlisted action under seeker.
Can I get a second? Second, Mr. Heath. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, so then we still have to send this to Albany County Planning Board. So, do we have to make a motion to?
You don't have to make a motion, you don't.
But I probably need to make a motion to have council and the building inspector,
I think it's appropriate to give us a direction to make a recommendation concerning
Okay.
the subject of renewability.
all right. I'll make a motion to, have our town attorney and the town building inspector review this site, this special use permit and, come back to us with a consultation as far as their recommendations for moving forward.
Second.
Seconded by. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Jason, you're gonna send this to Albany County?
Okay, I was waiting for you to direct me to do that too, just for
Yeah.
2 minutes wise,
Yes,
yeah.
if you could send this 239 to Albany County Planning Board. And I know you gave me a schedule for their meetings, but
I don't have
It is today.
today is their meeting?
Yes.
All right.
So it'll be next month, on the 16th.
Okay. Is it the sixth? Oh, because of the holiday, okay. All right, so, Mr. Kenny, should we set the public hearing now, or should we wait until we hear back from the county, or?
You can set it. If the board is inclined to set it, you can set the date.
Well, if they don't get it till, if they're not meeting till the 16th, and our next meeting is, let's see, our next meeting after that will be.
Mm-mm.
No, that's,
No, because we meet on the same day as Albany County. Our second meetings of the month. 16th. So you wouldn't have those recommendations back until April 7th.
all right.
Till April what?
And we have a meetings on the 16th, so the soonest we'll be able to do the public hearing will be the 16th of April then. Correct. Because if we don't get it back until the 7th, or no, we're talking about March.
They can do the public hearing regardless,
Yeah, you can
correct?
do the public hearing, but you can't act. That's gonna be the limitation.
Okay. This doesn't make sense here, but it's messing me up because there's the same dates for February and March, so I'm like,
Yes, because everything got changed now. We don't do the Mondays and the Wednesdays. That's why.
all right. So why don't we, just for the sake of trying to keep this moving along, does everyone agree maybe we could set the public hearing for our meeting on March 5th?
March 2nd, Mr. Boomer.
Is this list wrong?
Is it March 2nd?
March 5th, isn't it?
Yeah, March 2nd is a Monday.
Thursday.
March 5th is a Thursday.
Okay, so there's a typo on here.
Yeah, this shows for the month of March that we have a meeting on the 5th and the 19th. And then April is the 2nd and the 16th, so.
Mine's backwards.
Does everybody agree with that? Setting the public hearing for the meeting on March 5th?
Yeah, that's good. Good to me. Just keep it, you know.
Okay.
7 p.m.
I'll make a motion to set the public hearing for the special use permit for the property owned by Joan Mahoney at 134 Bucks Ranch Road, tax map 130.2-20.1 for the March 5th meeting of this board at 7 p.m. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Trio. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that motion carries. So basically, Mr. Ball, we're in a holding pattern until we'll do the public hearing on the March 5th. Once we get done with that, we'll probably won't be able to act until we get our recommendations back from Albany County, which you said is gonna be the 7th, right, Jason?
Yes.
So we won't really be able to act until March 19th. But at least we can get the public hearing opened and
This is
set.
not till the end of June, so it's,
Okay,
we got plenty of time.
all right, yeah,
One thing I was asked to bring up too is the Bucks Ranch Road. It's just ridiculous, and you expect me to have, people up there and have ruts that cars aren't bottoming out in and stuff. That's not the case on Pleasant. The worst road in town.
okay,
People are bottoming out, there's huge potholes, the plow truck has to even lift up the plow to so I don't know.
all right,
I was asked to at least bring it up in this meeting by the community that lives on Bucks Ranch, because it's absolutely ridiculous what they're doing with that.
it's definitely noted. I don't know, should we, I'll shoot an email to the town supervisor.
Okay, but you expect me to have my roads decent, and I'm
Yeah,
in business.
no, I agree,
And,
yeah.
we shouldn't have cars bottoming out. And
I mean, I can't make any, I don't sound like I have any, but,
brought it up and.
yeah. I'll forward I'll send an email to Mr. Donnelly and let him know that it's a, it's an item of
Serious concern, it's causing damages to our cars and.
Yeah.
and causing
Yeah, definitely,
impact on my business.
absolutely.
Mr. Chairman, if anything, it should go to the highway superintendent,
Well,
or both.
right. Yeah, I'll send it to both.
Okay.
How much longer is
I think it's
Mr. Baker?
27th of this month.
All right. I'll include his,
But still, it's still gonna be a working facility
right,
regardless.
yeah. I'll send an email out and I'll at least let them know
I
and
appreciate it.
get it on their radar. But
It's bad, and it's been 30 years since it's been repaid.
yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Ball, and we'll see you next month. Okay. Old business. We have a site plan review for Fink Enterprises LLC. An application for a site plan review on the property owned by Fink Enterprises LLC. Property located at 1569 US Route 9W, tax map 144.1-5.21. Did you have any extra information that you wanted to throw forward? No? Okay. I know you guys were pretty detailed last time you were here. I know we need to set a public hearing for this. I'm assuming that's because we don't have the,
The 239 was sent and it will be seen tonight.
okay. So we really can, all we can really do is set the public hearing right now and then get that in motion, and then we have to wait until we get the 239 back before we can really,
And also the board asked for a response letter from MJ. They have received all that material and they're working on it.
okay.
I can also address, Mr. Chairman, the board had asked me, you may remember Mr. McGuire's question, and I have an answer and also a suggestion in terms of a practical approach. First, you did reaffirm the seeker, and I would remind the board that I think Mr. Fink represented that the intensity of what is proposed is less. It's less intense than what had been proposed in this board had approved. Now, the question that had arisen was what zoning would apply. And you may remember, I think it was back in 2023, that there had been a change in the zoning. And the question here was whether or not Mr. Fink's amended site plan would be subject to the old zoning or the new zoning. And you may remember there was some discussion about, well, if the property is only in one zone, which which would apply. So we did take a look at that. And it does appear that the board can apply the lesser restrictive zoning. But what we would recommend is that the board engage in what I would describe as a bit of a balancing test. And I think the practical solution, the applicant doesn't have to present it now, and we can certainly give the applicant, between the building department and my office, a list of the questions to answer for the board so that you can consider this. It's largely a question of what funds were expended. Was there a substantial investment that has been made? And my understanding is yes, but you don't have that information as yet. Certainly we heard what Mr. Fink said at the last meeting. But the factors, just so that everyone understands, in order to find vested rights on the part of the applicant relative to the old zoning, if you will, is that you want to have a question answered as to whether or not Mr. Fink, the business operation, sufficiently relied on the prior approved site plan. So certainly you'll have amended site plan applications come in where no one's done a thing. Mm-hmm. That's not this case, as we know. There's been a substantial amount of work that's been done from what we've heard. Then number two, the board should determine the total expenditures made just to get a sense of whether or not they are significant and are substantial. Again, to justify the application of the old zoning. The second factor that should be considered is also the construction progress. And I believe Mr. Fink actually said that one of the buildings is constructed completely, fully operational, as far as I recall. So we would want to just confirm that, but we have that representation. So the overall construction project, and then the interconnectivity of the total site plan, so that you want to understand how this whole project works.
Actually,
Again,
the second building is almost done as well.
second one's, I stand corrected, thank you. And then any other supporting information that the applicant would have. And the point here is to allow the board to make a determination as to whether or not this applicant has what we would describe legally as vested rights as a result of what they've done, the progress that they've made, and frankly, we often say what money they have in the ground. So I certainly think that it can be justified, to Mr. McGuire's question, but I think the board should ask for that material, and it could be submitted, I think, to the building department and then provided to you all for the next meeting.
Would I need to make a motion for council to draft a list of the questions that we would like answers to, or?
I don't know. I mean, if you give the direction to the building department with the applicant here, to provide that information to the building department, I mean, I think you could have it probably for the next meeting so that the board.
I mean, there is considerable, from concrete paved roads to the retention pond was designed for the
Right.
big picture, the original plan. So there is a considerable power coming in. I mean,
Okay.
Pretty
big investment.
That's my sense. It's a pretty significant undertaking. It's not like we have an application before us where no one's done anything and they're trying to amend a site plan.
We've kind of, just the power alone, we've thought that out for the future building. So it was, always bring in what we need, not only now, but for the future.
So to your question, I think it's sufficient if the applicant provides that information. That's the request of the board, and you're fine.
Okay. Jason, can you work with the applicant and coordinate getting that information and stuff so we could take a look at it, hopefully at our next meeting?
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. So we can set a public hearing for this. I assume we'll have the 239 back by our next meeting.
Yes.
And
March 5th, right?
yeah. Do you see any problem? Anybody see a problem with setting the public hearing for this for the March 5th meeting?
Good by me.
All right, I'll make a motion to set the public hearing for the site plan review for Fink Enterprises LLC. The application for the site plan review on the property owned by Fink Enterprises LLC located at 1569 US Route 9W, tax map 144.1-5.21. For the March 5th meeting of this board at 7 PM. Can I get a second on that?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Yeah, so we'll do a public hearing on the March 5th meeting. By that time, hopefully, if you get Jason that information,
Yeah, just let me know what you need, Jason, I'll get it over to you.
and we'll have the paperwork back from Albany County, and we should be able to hopefully move forward, I would think. So I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, everybody, have a good night.
Too. All right. Next on the old business, a zoning use variance for Bobby Joe Weidman on the property owned by Bobby Joe Weidman located at 57 Kear Road, tax map 142.1-27.1. Mr. Kinnery, it's my understanding since I recused myself last meeting that I probably have to recuse myself now. But then that puts us in a spot, I think, because we only have 3 members here besides me.
Correct.
So I don't think we won't be able to move on this right now, will we?
Mr. Chairman, you're 100% correct. The recusal destroys the quorum, and so the board can't act.
All right. Okay, well, unfortunately, because we have several members out, we don't have enough people tonight to vote on it.
Yep.
So I guess we'll have to table it until the March 5th meeting. And then hopefully we have enough people here for that meeting to make a determination. I apologize. I had no idea that people were going to be missing, or else I would have tried to get a hold of you guys or had Jason get a hold of you, but I don't like to waste people's time and stuff, and it's not like this is a very exciting place to spend a Thursday night, so.
Mr. Kinnery, could they still have a discussion and no action?
No, because you really can't have a meeting. I mean,
Oh, correct.
Okay.
I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
question, but
Yeah, I apologize, guys, but we're kind of stuck,
Okay, what date?
March 5th,
Yep.
be here at March 5th at 7 PM, and I'm guessing we'll have pretty much everybody here, but
Yeah.
who knows?
Alright.
Flu and stuff going around.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Next up for old business, we have the site plan review and the special use permit for the property owned by Lois Realty LLC located at 1737 US Route 9W, tax map 144.1-42.1. I understand Nate is here from Lamont Engineering to go over some things with us, maybe?
Yeah, most of the MJ letter was straightforward. I had a few questions regarding comment number 10, and I'm just gonna go in order of that letter.
Yeah. So comment number 10 is for the site plan review comments. Pursuant to 144-4C.1, location, area, and space requirements, each single mobile home space shall be at least 50 feet wide and 100 feet deep. Which proposed mobile home spaces are not meeting the requirements. These proposed spaces, okay, that's valid.
To clarify, these questions to us as a board or to MJ Engineering?
Honestly, the ones I'm talking about tonight will be for you guys, but some of them are directed towards MJ. For number 10, it's in the codes. Does it mean it has to be like a 10 by 100 or 50 by 100 square, or can it be anywhere on that?
Well.
Book 114. Nope, 114. Mobile home parks.
I didn't see that.
It's in there.
In the binder?
Positive.
I only have like from 130.
Chapter 114.
Yes, sir.
I can't find it in my binder here.
Bring it out
Yes,
special.
council, if he has it. Yes, council, if he has it.
Council, do you have that chapter pulled up?
I got 114, Jason. What subsection are we?
C.1. You want me to read it? I got it right here, Mr.
But
Kennery.
it's 4, isn't it? 114.4.
114.4 C.
114-4. C1. Go ahead. You read it and I'll follow along.
Oh, okay.
You wanna?
Sure. Each mobile home space shall be at least 50 feet wide and 100 feet deep, and each trailer space 30 foot wide and 60 feet deep. And each space shall possess a driveway with an unobstructed access to a common way within the park. Such spaces shall be clearly defined, and mobile homes shall be located at a minimum of 20 feet clearance exists between any part of the mobile home and any adjacent mobile home or trailer. Mobile home parks which accommodate 10 or more mobile homes shall provide at least one recreational area consisting of at least 10% of the gross site area of a mobile home park with a minimum area of not less than 1 acre.
Well, that doesn't really answer which lots. That's almost a question for MJ because we don't know what one they're referring to, right?
Correct, on the overall site plan.
Yeah, this statement in the letter is just written generically
Right,
as to pertain to all lots.
right.
Yeah.
But the recreational area, I remember Mr. McGuire bringing that up last time, was this is also how is it classified? I know you gotta be like 55 or over, correct?
Yeah, it's classified as an adult home living area.
Right, so I don't know if that's gonna make anything.
And that's what my comment 11 is about.
Right. I mean, would that be, so their question regarding the recreational area was that does the existing park become grandfathered in and therefore only the 10% of the mobile home spaces, 10% of the proposed mobile home spaces shall be recreational area. So that's a good question. I don't know if it really clarifies that in our. There will be 10 unused lots that will be abandoned and can be turned into recreational space.
Well, I would recommend that, remember, we're here striving for compliance. And so I think MJ's probably taking a fresh look at the overall, so it's to bring it into compliance. I don't know that there's ever been any interpretation. I've never heard of that.
Right.
In my time. And if the applicant is seeking relief from that, certainly, Mr. Chairman, you know, the zoning board portion, the zoning board powers have the ability to grant that type of relief. But I'm not sure that we're there yet in terms of determining what the situation is on the past and what the facts are.
Yeah. All right. So we're kind of. I got stuff all over the place here. So we're kind of in a holding pattern, I think, right? Because we can't really act on declaring ourselves lead agency or anything until, I don't, you said tomorrow is when
There's a 30-day window.
So I mean, we could, I guess, because MJ received this, when did they get that, today, or was it?
No, when did you send that to me?
Yesterday.
Yeah. So I sent it as soon as I got it.
All right. So I'm trying to think, like, I would kind of like to hear from MJ as far as what their, especially regarding that first comment for comment 10, I'd like to, them to explain which lot it is so that there's clarity.
We just want a clarification because we can adjust our
Yeah.
plans accordingly.
I don't really feel comfortable doing too much until we hear back from MJ for some, you know, in rebuttal to their letter. So not really sure. I mean, there's too much we can do tonight. Would you concur with that, Mr. Kennery?
Yes.
Is there anything else that you wanted to bring up while we're here, or?
Number 12 is about the proposed versus the existing, whether it becomes grandfathered for the new lighting along the roadway.
Oh, okay, so your question is whether the park that's existing now needs to be upgraded to.
Right, yeah.
That is a good question because we're not really, the site plan review is for the new section of the park, but.
But you have to look at the whole. As I say, we strive for compliance. And I'm not trying to prejudge that. I know that there's no determination, I think, that has been made with respect to this idea of grandfathering. But yes, I agree with you, Mr. Chairman. The primary focus is on the new aspects of this, but you have to look at the site plan as a whole. And I just can't answer historically, you know, if there was any set of rights that establishes something in the nature of grandfathering.
So that's gonna be another issue that the zoning portion of our board is gonna have to take a look at and determine also.
What are the facts?
Right. Okay.
In your view, Henry, when we look at those issues, is the grandfathering kind of a single issue, or could it be applied to the different questions?
Features. I think that there may be, Mr. Cronin, a more global or collective answer, and that is historically, exactly what was approved in terms of the underlying approvals as they exist today. I know that there were subsequent approvals from what the project originally started with, but my understanding from listening to the applicant is that they just didn't finish that project. So I think the only way that the board can fairly assess that is to look at the existing approvals with respect to site plan and the site plan amendment, what the conditions were at that time, and then make the determination. Because as I say, if that does not exist, you strive for compliance now.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you wanted to?
I mean, I can add a few things related to the water and sewer comments, where we're talking with the DOH of Albany County to get like re-paid approval. And then if all these comments get resolved, then we have a ecologist scheduled to do a wetland delineation or confirm that it's, in agreeance of the prior, because of 5 years is up. That, and then when weather permits, we're going to do infiltration testing for all the stormwater. But those three last things I said, if we can, sooner than later, get conditional approval based on weather and when we can get those two items done.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you explaining the comments and stuff like that. Unfortunately, like I said, tonight, we're not really, I don't think, in a good position to act on anything until we get a chance to consult with MJ and get everybody on the same page and once we get past tomorrow, basically, then we can move forward and follow our usual process. So yeah, there's not really too much we can do with it right now, except make note of the comments and take a look ourselves so that we're more familiar with it, and then, use that and the feedback that we get from MJ and go from there, so.
Right. I also brought updated code drawings too.
Okay,
And that will also have to be sent to county.
the drawings? For the,
Well, for recommendations.
right, okay.
Do you have a PDF of your new updated drawings
Yes, yeah.
that you could send
They
me?
were in that email I sent you.
Okay, thank you.
So Jason, you send that to Albany County as well, so that they can review that, is that,
Well, no, I'm just saying, you're gonna have to do that at some point in time.
okay. All right,
Just a practical suggestion, perhaps a way to help move this along. I mean, the applicant's response letter is more in the nature of a commentary, a dialogue with MJ. So directing MJ to respond is really the next step, and provide that to the board.
okay. Is that something that you would normally handle?
She has it, like
She
I
has
said, she has their response letter,
So we just, I need to kind of wait for
yes,
their response and then,
yes.
okay. All right,
When they generate a response, will they be here to sort of walk through that?
I'm assuming that Mrs. Littman would be here on the next one, yes.
okay.
When they generate a response, yes.
I assume they'll send it out through email also.
Also, yes.
we can review it.
Mr. Cronin, you may want to just offer that as a suggestion or a direction, that if the board is so inclined that you want somebody here to try to help.
Agree with that?
Yeah, I do agree with that. We would like to have someone from MJ here at the next meeting so that we can all go over this together and have a discussion. So if you could pass that along, Jason, that'd be
Yes, I will set that up.
appreciated. Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you,
And,
guys.
I guess we'll see you at the March 5th meeting at 7 PM here, and then we'll go from there and hopefully get the ball rolling forward here. We'll see.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Now, Mr. Kennedy, another question I had, I don't know if you were copied on the email from the town supervisor, town board, regarding the proposed definitions and splitting of the board and whatnot. Is that something that we need to have an open discussion here and send them our input, or is that just?
I don't know that I took it. Let me just go back.
'Cause I assumed that the joint meeting was that was the purpose of the joint meeting, but
Yeah.
I think they explicitly said at that meeting that this was not a referral, which
Right.
sort of confused me at that time. But
So I took it that,
that's okay.
to specifically answer your question, first, I think the supervisor asked, please let us know whether either board believes an additional joint town board PBZBA meeting is necessary at this time. So that was number one, or whether the process can continue through written comments and follow up as needed. And then he further says, if there are no further comments, please advise so we may proceed accordingly.
so would that be, as far as like comments, would we have to draft some sort of response? Or can we just do that through an email? Like, can I just email them and, I didn't know if it needed to be like an official.
I think you can fairly respond to this in that manner, and you can also ask, I think they were, to Mr. Cronin's point, explicit that they didn't intend to seek the formal advisory opinion at that time. But I'm not trying to put words, but if I'm hearing you correctly, I think you could respond certainly fairly and say, no, the board, my sense from our board is we don't need another meeting.
Right,
And we're prepared to proceed. If you give us formal direction, and just let them decide when they believe that's appropriate, because I think this board, at least my general sense is this board's prepared to do its work.
okay. Did anyone else on the
Do we
board?
have like a vote on it and then one person say whether it's yes or no, or?
Well, we'll get, to Mr. Terrell's point, we'll get there.
Yeah, when we do our actual recommendations, right?
Yeah, we'll get there.
So we're going farther than what we did the last time.
So I think to what Mr. Kennedy was saying is I just need to let them know, like, and that's up to you guys, if we have any comments that we want to add. Is everyone in agreement? Do we need another joint meeting or?
Just this board would be fine.
Yeah, so if we don't want another joint meeting and if, you know, depending on if you guys have any comments that you want me to forward to, just email me or whatever, let me know. And then I'll put together an email and let them know that, you know, we don't think we need another joint meeting. We do or we don't have any additional comments or recommendations, and that whenever they are prepared for us to make an official recommendation, to send it to us, and then we'll do that in here and we'll vote then, and then it'll be more of like an official capacity. So I believe that's what Mr. Kennedy was.
I think you're right. Yeah, no, I think that's correct.
So, I mean, unless anybody, does anyone have anything else they want to talk about or go over, or?
Yes, I do. I need some clarification real quick.
Okay.
For the special use permit for Jason Ball. The past two times, when I sent out the postcards for the public hearing, you guys suggested a half-mile radius.
Hmm.
Because normally, and past practices, I do adjoining properties.
Right.
And you guys had the half-mile. Are you still gonna do that half-mile or cut it down? Because of the last two prior times that there was a public hearing, you have the same three people come.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good
And it's-
question.
And it's a waste of postage on my budget for the same three people that come. It is posted in the paper. People do watch the meetings. But then again, it is your discretion on what the board chooses. I just need clarification on what you guys want to do for that one.
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I believe in the past, we expanded the range because it was for a music event, and there was a lot of people that were complaining about,
Well, no, it was a temporary campground with music incidental to the campground.
right. But is he proposing a music event? I assume it's gonna be a music event for this, for the campground.
It is still a campground with, yes, they're having music.
Well, I realize it's a lot more work for you, and I appreciate that. But I don't want there to be any,
Oh, I'm not worried about the workload.
I just don't want, I don't want people to think that we're not letting them know. I agree. It's usually the same group of neighbors that come in. But I don't know what you guys, personally, myself, I would like to just stay with what we've been doing, because I don't want there to be any kind of impression that we're not willing to listen to people's concerns.
Did you get any additional noise complaints this last time?
I was just gonna ask,
Oh,
were
okay.
you on the board when last time
Yeah.
Mr. Ball came in? Okay.
Then we didn't, right?
No,
Okay.
never.
Well, what do you guys, I mean, if it is posted in the paper, and
And it's posted on the
we
town's
haven't
page.
received any noise complaints I believe, the last two times that they've done anything.
The past two times that you guys have approved it, he has been more than compliant.
Yeah,
You remember the last two times I had to go up and do inspections,
right.
and
Yeah, I think they changed the times around too, right, to be,
Yeah.
yes, that was one of the conditions that you guys did, yes.
Yeah, and then you also made a couple site visits during the event.
Yes, as
Right.
requested by the board, yes. And for my visits and what some people were stating, it was like night and day,
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I guess given that information, I don't really, I don't have a problem if you just want to do adjoining property, if that's what our usual status quo is. There's no, is that the requirement, Bill? or-
Usually I can find it. Jason, what's the,
Past practices,
Yeah.
and that's how I was taught, that it was
the joiners?
Adjoining
adjoining properties.
philosophically speaking, I think the idea of doing something extra is, well, this is gonna be loud and there's gonna be an extra inconvenience, but I don't think historically we've seen any extra inconvenience.
Or do you just want to do a quarter mile, so at least you get out to Copeland Hill Road instead of that half?
Yeah, I mean, that actually doesn't sound, because then you would get the rest of the Bucks Ranch Road, and then,
Well, you would get all of Bucks Ranch Road as of right now, regardless. But doing that quarter mile, you would make it down to some people on Copeland.
I don't have a problem with that. if you wanna do a quarter mile.
Well, that's your guys' decision.
That's a good compromise.
I think so, yeah. It takes a little bit of less postage on your part. Yeah, let's do, unless council has another recommendation, but.
I don't know that there is. I mean, the only thing that I can point out, I don't know that the Queens Special Permit section itself independently has a notice provision.
Mhm.
So state law requires one notice published in the newspaper.
Well,
That's 10 days before the public hearing. That's it.
If you haven't had any complaints in the past,
right.
if he's gonna run by the same guidelines again, I mean, if he's gonna have music and he changed his time and wasn't doing it that way. Listen, in history anyway, you might always get somebody to complain about something.
Yes, that's for sure.
And if it, worst case scenario, if it came to that and they called the police and the police went out there and it was, I've since been a police officer,
Yeah,
the police would then investigate and they would go out and say, okay, we got a complaint on the music. Can you maybe turn it down a little bit or have it off by a certain time? And then
right.
most people correspond with what they're asked of anyway. He wouldn't want to jeopardize, if he wants to make this an every year thing, he's probably not going to jeopardize that, I wouldn't think, right? So,
No, and I believe last time, that's why he changed his times. He changed his times to correlate with our town noise ordinance.
yeah,
So,
I wouldn't think it would be a big deal.
And I could see him in the future that he wants to have a permanent one. That's where he's leading to. Future.
right.
I mean, he's been.
No, he's
to pass the torch.
he's worked pretty well with us, so.
Right.
Um,
And he's invited the board up and even the town board to be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Come look at it for yourself.
so what, do we wanna do a quarter, or do we wanna just do the adjoining landowners, or property owners, I should say?
Fine with adjoining, but I don't feel that strongly about it.
What do you think, Mr.
I would say
Chair?
a quarter mile.
Quarter? Let's just go ahead and do a quarter mile, Jason, please. And, I'm sure the rest, that seems like a pretty tight-knit community up there, so I'm sure they'll, word of mouth, they'll communicate with each other. And
Yes.
they'll,
know.
yeah, they'll know.
Yeah.
Okay, did you have anything else that you wanted clarification, or
No, I'm all set. Thank you.
anybody else have anything that they wanted to? All right, can I get a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting?
Make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
Give it a second. All in favor? All right. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. I appreciate it.